You're good at this.
I'm good at what?
I don't know.
Bantering?
Banter. You're fucking rock solid. This is great. Can I just be impressed about a lot of shit?
Yeah.
That to you may seem like...
I know, the thing is I've never had someone say they were impressed with my banter, so I actually like that. That's a really good compliment.
Yeah, dude.
Here, do you want to be the free cam guy for like 2 minutes? And then...
I'm just thinking about like, what the fuck? Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the King of the Hill on. We got the camera set up in the corner.
Are you filming right now?
Look how far he is away.
Remember my vlog number 2 was filmed with that camera and microphone? The audio sounds pretty decent on it.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the entire thing though. It was 45 minutes.
I wasn't expecting you to. There's an episode 3 that's an hour and a half long.
Oh jeez.
There's an episode 3 that's an hour and a half long and I didn't upload it.
Oh.
I have the ability to, but I wasn't going for it. Alright, yeah, you're a free cam guy for like 2 minutes.
Well, free cam guy?
No, it's good. The screen went off, but that's fine. It's still on. It's still going.
So I'm holding this. Okay.
Yeah, you got the camera for like 2 minutes, and then it's gonna come to me. Maybe we'll sit down and we'll find a place for that. We got one angle. We can find angle number 2. You know, we got to make sure not to break the 180-degree rule.
And we can't.
Okay,
we
so
can't
what's the 180?
show
I know
what's
the
that
fourth
happening
wall,
there.
which is this thing is.
Okay, so you see this camera here?
Okay.
We've already established it on this side of the room. So if we suddenly took it to that side and shot this way, it'd be very disorientating. So that means our limit is pretty much like this window. It has to be on this side of the room. No, that's not international waters. We're in the middle of the Atlantic. We're going to Britain. Alright?
No, for real, man. I do think that you understand your craft to a point where you could firstly respect it this much, take it this seriously.
I see things have fallen in this order.
You foresaw it.
So, you had some comments to make about Bill Dauterive portraying a homosexual man. Do you want to like explain yourself? Because that was kind of fucked up, man.
Was it fucked up? Making fun of a show. It's making fun of itself.
Portraying himself as a homosexual. I think it was interesting how he said like, "Oh, this is easy."
You think so? You think it's easy to be a homosexual, or do you think Bill thinks it's easy to be a homosexual?
I think it was interesting how simple he assumed it was, and he just experienced, or at least the like, he was afforded just the exciting parts of...
When that woman sat down to get her hair done, she's like, we're kindred souls. How'd that scene make you feel?
Well, it made me feel, I'm imagining somewhat how he felt.
Empathy.
Yeah.
But it was falsely
or was
towards
it
him.
No. Surprisingly, it wasn't a setup. It was just this interesting, that's the thing, because it doesn't expose then that it was a setup. Like, if it was somebody, because I anticipated that. Like, okay, this is someone trying to bust him out.
Are you saying that Hank told that girl to do that to get him to admit he's a straight man?
Well, I don't believe so. Just because it doesn't expose that information. Like, it doesn't let us know that.
What, the girl's going, I have a kindred soul, and he just screams, I love women.
People
been into women, always have been.
I think there's something interesting.
He did expose himself there.
He exposed himself.
He's a very honest person.
It sounded like you were saying, did you mean a setup of a joke?
No. A setup of like, okay, she was sent in there to bust him out.
Like, Hank sent her in to do it. Because Hank shows up immediately after. No, that's a different scene. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm conflating my scenes here. I'm conflating it with the scene where Hank walks in and he's there on his lunch break. And he makes a huge scene out of it.
Yeah,
but the things he's saying is like, you have that wife and that kid at home. I'm so jealous. That's just real. That's just Bill talking.
It's just real.
His drama is that drama.
Right. So that's there. Everything's real. So it all indicated that she wasn't sent in to do this on purpose to expose him.
Do you think Bill actually became a gay man? Or do you think he simply pretended to be?
Did he find
It could
something?
be that he's pretending
It sounded
to
like he
not
had
be
been
a
there
gay
for a few
man,
weeks.
and then
at least.
realized
He grew out the stash with Jacob. He grew out the stash.
Mustaches don't grow that.
He started with that 5 o'clock shadow, which clearly looked manicured.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I thought it was gonna say it was painted on or something.
And then that handlebar mustache. It takes some thought to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
Some thought and effort. Because he's never seen with any facial hair.
What happens? Future him. Is his name Bill?
Yeah,
I'm not
Bill.
familiar. I'm not. Okay.
Is he a sad sack of shit for the rest of the show? Yes.
Okay.
Is he extremely creepy? Yes.
Yes.
What was he like that before?
You didn't see, but in season 4, Hank wins a prize to go to the New Orleans, home team Saints versus the Cowboys. I don't know. Are they the Saints from New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay, so the New Orleans Saints versus the Texan Cowboys. He won a prize to go to that game, but not just to attend it, but to either throw a football himself into a giant Alamo can to win $1 million, or have a former Cowboys football player throw it for $100,000. Now, remember, Hank was quarterback in high school.
Oh, so you can't get out of that.
I mean, like...
He can't get out of the mindset.
He can't get out of, like, I could have done it myself. You
right.
know? Yeah. Anyways,
so
in that episode, that's not the important part.
The greed of ego versus...
The important part I'm getting to is what happened with Bill in that episode. He almost fucked his cousin. Because he's actually Cajun. He's not Texan, he's Cajun. And he went back to the old homestead, this nice mansion. And apparently his 3 other cousins, they all died in their 20s from some disease you get from incest. And he's the only male Dotrieve left that's not a homosexual. And he ends up almost
not a homosexual.
So he almost fucks his cousin.
So it wasn't
but he
only
fucks,
incest.
But he fucks the widows of 2 of his cousins.
Okay,
Dude,
but that's a little different.
That's the kind of man Bill is.
Okay.
I'm using that as an example of the kind of man Bill is, and he was happy. He bragged to Peggy that he did it.
And she was okay with that.
Dude, his one of his cousins, Gilbert, was just hanging out in the room when all the 3 other women confronted him and tried to have sex with him at the same time. One of them being his cousin.
Damn.
That's the kind of shit Bill gets into. He's an unhappily divorced man.
Unhappily divorced.
Yes,
Does that mean that he wants his love back?
Yes, dude, one episode he has a schizophrenic snap and starts cross-dressing as his ex-wife.
Do we ever get to see who his ex-wife is?
Yeah, she shows up once and then just manipulates him with a Russian man to sell handbags on the internet.
No.
I was getting too far with that.
I think that's great. I think that's it. We found our topic, boys.
Is that
you think that's the topic?
Is that the topic?
That's it. Here we are.
Alright.
Here we are.
Okay, well then we're switching hot seat.
Hot seat? Who's in the
And
hot
there's coins. You guys want to flip coins for it?
You know what?
Yeah, anyway.
Let's do it. Let's do that.
Anyway.
Because I really don't want to move. I'm good here.
Oh, I'll take it.
Heads or...
I'll take it anyway. I just want to see.
Well, you're moving either way, so it's one of us.
Exactly.
So, tails. Wait, is that tails if I move or no?
Oh, it was heads. It was heads. You were wrong.
Wait, but doesn't that
You were tails and it was heads.
So then I go.
Oh, that means you go. Never mind.
Anyway.
You were right. You were right. How'd you predict that? How did I so terribly interpret that?
I don't know. Wait, because we both kind of wanted to go, but I kind of...
I believe it. I believe it.
I mean, I've seen some of his artwork.
I've seen
the stuff you've got in your house alone, dude.
So what do we have to do, Yaakov? Do we have to encourage you to the point to become
productive?
Or do you have
to do something with your life?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you still need a viewer.
At the end of the day, I still need someone to buy my shit, which kind of already did.
Yeah, because why else do artists make their art if they want to be paid for it?
To smash cans.
To smash cans. I don't want money. I want cans.
Cans.
You're saying, Jimmy.
But I don't even
you don't want money. You just want cans. Well, you're the boss.
Okay, I'm getting it. I'm picking it up. Here we go.
See, that's a good circle back. That's a good circle back. It's gonna be like this.
Shoot us a shot. You're the cameraman.
Why is it baby?
Shoot us.
Oh, I detected movement. Me moving the camera so it turned itself off. Dude, I'm learning more about this camera all the time.
Cool.
This thing's awesome. I found out you don't have to turn it on. You just put the battery in it and you just click record and it turns itself on. I thought that was so cool to find out.
Technology.
Yeah.
I always find that really annoying. It's like in your pocket.
No, because it saves the battery.
Oh.
It saves the battery tremendously.
To power up, power down.
It actually saves battery, yeah.
I bet it does.
Because when you're not using it, it uses a shit ton.
Well, growing up, I've heard like turning on and off the lights. That'll take up more electricity than just leaving the damn things on.
That's true in some cases, but for this, I can get like an hour and a half out of battery if it was on the entire time.
Okay.
If it was off, and I only use it when I record, which can be like a few second videos to
right
20 or 30 minutes.
Then you just
I could take it for a whole week on one battery.
Okay.
It's also probably using the what do you call it, the gyro whatever, to stop you from moving, the picture of you from moving so much.
Itself.
It has some
and that takes, I'm guessing, a lot.
What's it called? It has some stabilization.
Okay.
But I mean that's a sports camera. Like it does a lot of stabilization like as like a background.
Yeah, but that still takes
the Hero series.
Yes, it's a Hero 8.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That is
8. I remember the 3.
I didn't want to get a 9 or a 10 because they looked needlessly expensive. Damn. And I thought for what I can do with the 8 is a good deal.
What does the 10 cost?
So probably $500.
That's
if you want all the fixings with it too. So that was $250 to get it.
That's a great
And then it cost me nearly $100 to get the rest of the accessories I need, like a good tripod and all that other stuff.
Damn. But that's such a good price for what's packed into that.
Yeah, 4K camera on the Hero 8.
God damn.
In a Hero 8, I got 4K 30 FPS.
So GoPro's really crushing it in that way. Like
they have amazing cameras, but you know what? They waste a ton of their money on like streaming services.
Okay.
And sponsorships. But the cameras fucking sell themselves. GoPro is a fucking in-house. It's a known name at this point.
Yeah.
And the cameras are genuinely that good. Out of the box.
Yeah.
That thing is waterproof up to 30 feet. Jesus. With the case I got for it.
So they've done
300 feet.
So they've done it.
The cameras are perfect.
Right. Why do they think that jamming? They must know something about their product. Right, and they must know something about the marketing, like the marketing to push their product.
When it's about the product itself, it's good. It's good marketing itself, and it sells itself.
Done.
But they have like Amazon Prime and Netflix streaming.
Right.
They have that. I don't know why they have it.
And what does that mean? You can watch it on there.
I can. Well, I'm talking about imagine having fucking in-house TV shows and movies. GoPro makes movies and TV shows and has it on their own streaming service, and they waste a shit ton of money on it.
Like YouTube kind of thing?
No, like Netflix and Netflix originals, that kind of thing.
Made on GoPros?
No, just made for the GoPro's streaming service.
Oh, so it's just their...
I'm saying imagine Netflix, but it just is branded GoPro. It's just, it's just branded GoPro.
Yeah.
So they waste billions of dollars on it. They almost destroyed the company in the last 2 years.
Who sat around the boardroom table?
The guy who made the camera. He's like, yeah, these are great ideas. And like just now he's like turning around saying like, the cameras fucking sell themselves. That's all we gotta do.
Yeah. By the way,
you know what?
Okay,
I think it's time to
change. It's time to change topics?
It's time to change.
Okay, what topic?
No, it's time to change seats.
Oh, change seats. Okay.
You can't escape it for that long. It's time to change seats.
Damn it. Okay.
Where do you want on the couch?
In the hot seat.
Good shit. I'm going to Yaka.
Okay.
I just changed with him. I feel like that's appropriate.
So you stay in the same warm spot.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that. I was offering this to you if you wanted it.
You've been doing it well.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's his turn. I don't think we should be talking about me.
No, I mean,
you know what? It's perfect timing for me to be my turn.
You're talking about like the organization of this.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's perfect timing for me
Besides
to be on my turn. So
besides for purchasing all the gear, thank you. That's important. That's important.
dude, you're already
saying,
saying
I
I
don't
know
know
everything about this.
Because this is what I want to do.
Yeah, good. But
And I can tell you this, I don't know everything.
right now? What's stopping you?
Nothing's stopping me. I'm working on it right now.
I know, but.
I'm literally working on it right now.
Exactly what we're doing.
literally doing it right now.
Yeah. I swear, I'm smarter than this. I'm usually smarter.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing stopping this man. I was involved with a team of VR dudes, and some women, that are designing a whole.
You don't have anything to say about that? You giggled. Let's hear what's running through that end right now. We gotta stop with this comment.
Okay.
He's in the hot seat. We gotta get something out
that's
of him.
it. Everything.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I'm hot seat.
Okay.
I'm hot seat. Kind of thought it was funny that needed to be mentioned.
Well, they're on the team.
I'm aware.
He's just trying to be inclusive, dude.
Okay, but why does that need to be? Okay, never mind.
Well, stating the actual. You know what? Interesting. I'll take it as something as like, okay, this is an invite for me to call myself out. So
And it's right in front of me.
So
It doesn't matter
you guys
what it
make
is.
games? What's going on here?
No games, curriculum style content.
Have you tried Google Earth with VR?
No.
I've heard it's pretty cool.
You didn't do that? I thought you did that.
No, I've never done that.
I did it. It's really cool.
You did Google Earth VR?
Yeah, my cousin has a VR set, like the fully done one, because he's really into
You want to know what I would
the newfangled shit.
You know
He's
where
on
I
the
would go
old-fashioned one.
with Google Earth VR? The first place I'd go?
Where?
Just like you do with Google Earth?
Into your mind.
Your house.
You
go home.
You go home.
You go home.
You go home.
First place you go on Google Earth, you go home.
It's like,
You gotta get the bird's eye.
do they have it right?
Yeah.
Can Google see all the things that happen?
And you know what? It's funny. Google can't see my house at all. It's just surrounded by trees,
That's nice.
except for the front yard. On a picture that was taken,
Well, there used to be a tree there.
I want to say 12 years ago, because there's still a new van from my father's company and the bucket truck that doesn't look like it's been burnt to a crisp.
It's been burnt since.
Yes and no.
What do you mean yes and no?
Yo, he picked me up a couple times in one of those work vans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burnt.
You know what I'm about to say about it, right?
Yeah,
Burnt.
it's
You might as well
so
say it
messy.
yourself.
Burnt or not?
It's so messy. Oh my god, it's like a pigsty in there. Every day for 2 years or 3 years.
He picked me up to go to his shoal in his
Yeah, he was helping me do
his
shit.
van.
You're touching my foot.
I want to tap your leg, but I tapped your foot.
Okay. Well,
He took me to his shoal to set up the
that's a good
tent.
deal. Yeah, he volunteered to help,
Oh,
and
okay.
I forcibly gave his name because he volunteered to help. Not to volunteer him as credit, and he didn't want to credit, but I gave it to him forcibly. I ripped your credit.
Because at that time I was embarrassed about being public.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you prefer being the one setting up the cameras and not being on it, or now you're just like?
Are you like Abed from Community?
Maybe. I've theorized with
You wanna
myself,
be the
am I
fly
that
on the
kind of
wall?
autist? Have I ruined my social status with people by just being so autistic about cameras and TV shows? But no, I don't follow TV that much, so that can't be me. Maybe my issue is I play strategy video games. That could be my issue. But you know what? At the end of the day,
Do you want that?
the
to
three
be
of
an
us are in
issue?
front of camera right now.
Exactly.
So I think that says
Is that really an issue though?
what, the three of us being in front of a camera?
Was
No,
there?
the strategy games.
Wait, you're not even in the hot seat. Hold on a sec. How did you do that? You just diverted it. You moved it over here, made this into the.
Dude, he's been doing that for 12 years.
I've been doing that for more than 12 years.
Okay, now, Mr.
It's
This-
like
this
the
is the
entire
challenge
way I
we've been
do a
stuck
conversation since I don't know how to have
It's
a
now a battle of
conversation.
us trying to draw information out of him.
I know,
Okay.
it's great.
Topic-
It's always fun to watch.
Topic avoidance, but to mastery levels.
Oh yeah, I do it naturally.
Where it's not only avoidance, it's
to see what I can pull out of you.
it's interesting. It's interesting.
You're the opposite of Dale Gribble. Dale Gribble places information in people's conversations to fuck them over. You don't place information.
I pull out information.
You pull it out and you're purely defensive. You don't want to be involved.
Wow.
I feel like he's embarrassed. I feel like he's afraid to be embarrassed for saying something that he didn't want to say, even though...
Me or Derek?
You're in the hot seat.
Okay, me.
You're definitely afraid of saying something you'd be embarrassed about. But the thing is, I am not afraid of being... conceivably could right now. I mean, just...
No,
based
I
on
can't.
what's happened already, I don't
Damn
think
it, I have to pee.
No, I can't do it.
Don't take this as a way out. That's some bullshit.
Don't worry, I'm not.
Damn it.
My dad actually cut himself on a chainsaw.
I'm not surprised.
He nicked himself, and it didn't break any like arteries or anything, but he nicked himself.
That's lucky. What did was he just messing around with the chainsaw? Or
no, he was working in the backyard and he accidentally hit himself.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. I don't want to do that. I'm always very paranoid around Blaze. It's been, I don't want to say beaten into me, but it's more like sliced into me.
I've cut myself a couple times, but none of it bad.
Oh, I've cut myself pretty bad. I still have a scar from when I was 12.
I mean, I remember I shaved like the skin off the side of my finger here once by mistake. You know, like a couple cuts in my thumb and my fingers, but
no, that scar is gone. Earlier that year, actually.
I got a deep scar here, but I, for the life of me, cannot remember how I got it.
I have a scar on my pinky toe that I can't remember how I got it. My mother says I ran head
first. Probably is a burn.
Maybe.
I burned myself a couple times when I was a kid. Obviously not terribly, because I still have decent hands now. But like, I remember burning myself on stuff.
I remember Levy, one of the photographers who came on the farm, said I have very good-looking hands, and I don't know what that means.
Dude, you could have been a hand model. Could have been a hand model.
What does that mean, camera?
You could have been a hand model.
Hand model. Hand model.
Could have gone back to the homeland and started all the lotion ads.
Oh, I got that. Because I don't use lotion at all.
Oh. Hand model once.
Oh yeah? What were you hand modeling for?
It was they were in
Don't tell me it was a progressive thing.
Food scene.
You tried to get yourself on TV, didn't you?
It was copy.
Okay.
It wasn't live. It was
I know Levy has a couple of
pictures. Is that why you feel so comfortable with these cameras? Because they're not live? You know, I could set up a live stream.
Do you want to do that? Go for it.
No, not right now. I'm just me at some point in the future. Like, that's stuff I know.
Drinking? I drank from it.
I mean, I go to the campus center to get it out of the fountain with a filter on it. Because I'm used to well water.
You're more paranoid than I am.
Because I'm used to well water, and you know what?
But is it known to be like?
No one's ever had an issue with it.
No one's had.
I'm just telling you, I choose not to drink it, and I go out of my way not to drink it.
Why would you tell him that? No, he's just gonna be paranoid.
Because I'm used to well water.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not paranoia level. It's just like, hold on.
Look, I know what I'm used to is clean. I'm trying to.
And he's from New York.
No, it's definitely paranoia. It's definitely fucking paranoia.
Is it?
Oh, on my part, yeah. That water's fine.
Is that reason to say that you're paranoid?
I'm paranoid about drinking dirty water, yeah. But that water isn't dirty.
Right.
So it's totally paranoia that's preventing me from drinking it. Like, I feel like guilty when I drink it. It's like, oh, I shouldn't be drinking the city water.
Okay.
City water.
That's where it gets okay. But I wouldn't
want to drink the city's
It's totally being paranoid. I gotta call myself out on it. It's totally paranoid.
Is it because you're advocating for like
natural living, well water? That's what I'm advocating for, yeah.
Does the other side of that have to be? Does it have to be that it's fueled by paranoia? No. There doesn't have to be a story there.
I don't think there is a story.
You appreciate well water. You want your body to be fed with well water. That's it.
But you know, well water is
standard to live by.
It's
theoretically dirtier.
I had a couple people here in the city like go on the whole fluoride conspiracy shit with me, and I'm like, you know what?
So it's
what I was raised with, and that's what I want. That's all I know.
That's funny. Because that is this conspiracy.
That's the conspiracy. Well, it sounds like you might know more about it than I do.
Well, the conspiracy is that that's what it does. Like it calcifies the pineal gland so that
I never knew that before.
Yeah.
Calcifies the pineal gland?
Yeah.
What is that gland
What
do?
is that? What? Creativity.
Whoa, shit.
Whoa.
Dude.
Apparently. I'm not going.
Dude,
I don't know.
Are you saying what you think I'm saying? Wait, what I think you're saying, which is I'm creative because I drink well water?
Are you saying the same thing to me? Because that's what I
Dude,
you're just a little less calcified.
Both of us. I'm creative in the respect that I want to work with cameras. He's creative in the respect that he actually creates physical art.
This isn't any less of a thing.
I just don't think I've done it to the fullest capacity. But you know what? I think
Not
I think that was waiting for opportunity in my life, and that opportunity I did not have as a 17-year-old or younger.
Dope. And okay, so
I feel like I'm out of the.
You're out of the bubble.
The bubble.
I feel like it's hot seat.
Parental bubble.
It's hot seat time.
It's hot seat time. I get to know you.
Okay, we're gonna have someone who's gonna actually answer questions.
Oh yeah, question time. I'm good at those.
I'm sorry I brought this upon myself because
Are you though?
Well, Yakov and I, we talk about high school sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's true. We do talk about it
now,
all the times.
Opportunity now.
I'm gonna preface this with so one of my favorite content creators, I'm gonna call him indie developers. He tried to get on Adult Swim at one point. His name's Sam Hyde, if you've heard of him.
Maybe I know his work.
You might know some of his work, but what's interesting about him is like I found him first, and then I later found out he went to Wilton High School, which is fucking right next to us.
Yeah, that's true.
Him living on well water, No, it's just his proximity. It was like, oh shit, maybe this is why I connected to his humor before, because it's that kind of humor I saw in people around me anyways.
Right, so it's so relevant.
It was so relevant to me. It was hyper relevant to me.
Did that give you like an opening into
No,
wait a second?
I'm prefacing you with that I think that's where some of the inspiration for my want to work with cameras, not for the content I want to make.
Okay.
Just for my want to work with cameras. My inspiration comes from him.
Did it give you permission?
No, I've never met this man.
No.
Oh, did it give me?
It?
No, it didn't give it permission because I've been wanting to do it before I discovered him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did it say do it?
No. We'd have to get into like the social dynamic in high school, and the reason why I brought him up, is because he has a story from when he was in high school that he was his own social pariah.
I mean, aren't you?
He was the social pariah of Wilton High School when he was going there. I was the social pariah in my grade. And the thing is, I think most of it was undeserved. And I'm not saying that as like, oh, I'm the victim. It's like, okay, in fucking middle school, who isn't weird and who doesn't dislike middle school? Everyone's fucking depressed about middle school.
Do you remember middle school?
Well, I mean, you're like 30 now. For us, like, I'm just getting out of education.
There's also yeshiva, like
so it's different.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about
it's all one.
The thing is he has much better context,
right?
Because he literally went to the same school,
right? Yeah, but I was very out of the loop.
He was out of the loop, but you know the place we come from,
right?
You have a general idea of what the atmosphere can be like.
Considering that you were out of the loop, how out of the loop am I?
You're completely out of the loop on this.
There you go. So
like two random dudes.
Does how out of the loop I am put you back into the loop in some way?
I feel like it should.
I guess. Yeah. Then it puts me into the
That's
loop.
what I was trying to bank on, but it was subconscious that I was banking on it.
How am I again in the hot seat while staring at
No, because this is going to come back to me. But it's like, we're trying to get you to admit that you have more context than he does.
Oh yeah, I definitely do have more context than you do. But granted,
we just
all of the context that I know came from you.
Which is not good. It's not good that this is like
that is the only side of the story I have.
Interesting.
I hung out with, like, I guess his friend group, because you weren't as close to them as you really are close to anybody. Like, the fact that he's, like, doing this right now is fucking, like, I never could have imagined that
it's because I'm trying harder.
Because Yakov's trying harder.
I'm trying harder?
Yeah.
This is me trying harder.
I know the amount of time that I know Yakov.
Did you see change in him?
Certainly.
See, the change took for me until like after high school. That's when the change
when I started
happened.
changing because fuck high school.
Well, I mean, obviously
I
everyone
didn't know what to do there.
But
I think
no, the entire time I was in high school, I was just confused as hell. What the
if
fuck
we
am I
got
doing?
any of those guys, any of the people from that friend group here to talk about it,
yeah,
they definitely are in the loop.
Yeah,
They're definitely
they
the
are
kind
in
of
the
people
loop.
who wanted to be in the loop about.
But I haven't talked to
gossip
them
and
in
shit like
years.
Okay.
Years? Yeah, years. Last person I talked to was Jack. And
Jack and I weren't on great terms.
I don't know what happened between.
Anyways,
okay.
I think they would vouch for some of it. I try to be unbiased, but I think that comes from me wanting to work with cameras. Is I want to be unbiased about everything. Like the few documentaries I've done, it's literally just pure content. I try to manipulate none of it. I try to give it an honest spin. Not even an honest spin. I'm not putting a spin on it. Like it's literally just straight up what I recorded. Not like no editing, but like just condensed down. I'm not gonna get too into that.
I love it.
But
I love everything.
I was a social pariah with politics in high school. The thing is, 90% of what I was criticized for, I don't think was actually my politics because it was the rumors.
Yeah,
And I had a very insular
rumors that I
friend.
did hear. There were very, very few, but I did hear a couple. It was more like because I was standing close to people who like to gossip.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
For being out of the loop, you
loop.
seem pretty looped in.
I'm not looped.
Because no, because
I
just hearing
like
the rumor
listening.
means you're in the loop.
I
There you
like
go.
listening. I
Because
love
if it
stories.
wasn't talk worthy, it wouldn't be spoken about.
Yeah.
So it was, if you heard gossip at all,
I think
word was getting around for a reason.
So
Yeah.
is it that gossip is juicy and therefore it becomes gossip, or gossipers will learn how to be good storytellers and therefore they're
Gossipers learn to be good storytellers, and
And-
they just capture people's attention, and then they use snippets of reality to
Right.
keep people's attention.
right?
So it's just very easy to keep my attention.
It's a
very
better way
Just start
of
talking.
telling
Doesn't even
the
matter
story
figuring it out.
I don't think it's a better way of telling a story. I'm just saying it's people telling a story.
for gossip's sake.
Yeah, this is why I'm trying to pull as much out of him as possible because I need some other voice in this. It can't be purely mine because then it's completely biased.
It's not like I've been silent the entire time.
Anyways, I was a social pariah about politics,
Yeah.
and
What was that? What was that?
Or you're just skipping
That
over
was a
that.
pile of noises.
what was I skipping over?
I felt like you were skipping
Over what? What was I skipping over?
over. The fact that I said that I'm not. It's not like I've been silent the entire time.
It's true.
I think
kinda like-
comparatively to him and I,
anyways.
it would seem like it.
True. Okay. Now, I do want to get okay. Where were we?
I was saying that I was a social pariah about politics, first of all, and I think a lot of it spun out of hand in high school. And like students were banned from speaking to me, even though I never spoke to them anyways. So it's not, the school's like putting band-aids on things that they weren't gonna fix anyways. Not that they could fix. How do you fix a social group that you can't really intervene with?
And they started a Facebook group just against him.
Yeah, Facebook.
Really?
A Facebook group that a parent called in concerned about it, thinking I was gonna like shoot up the school or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what rumors did.
I'm surprised there are no rumors about me, or at least none that I've heard. I really want to hear them.
Because
Okay.
you fucking
Interesting. So being enough in the loop can actually
destroy your life.
bring somebody into being a social outsider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Isn't that how it always works?
You identify as the actual outsider, and yet you weren't known as such because you weren't actually inside enough to be the attractive outsider.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the shit that
Fascinating shit.
I chose
That's a
to
good way to
not
put it.
talk to anyone during those. Oh, also because.
But you did that for real. You did that for real.
Yeah. You weren't caught
I
up in like the
Purposely
lies of
did it. I
creative
didn't give a
people.
shit.
It wasn't for gossip's sake. It wasn't the story that they
It's not
wanted
the
to tell.
story. It's not. It's the story that they wanted to tell. It's a story I didn't care about.
So the untold story of a real outsider.
Yeah, that's what we're getting to.
Yeah,
this is your Quentin. This is your Quentin. No, this is your Quentin Tarantino. So we're talking about you.
Oh wait, we're talking about me.
Yeah,
we're talking about you.
Holy shit! No, so living in the shadow. Of oh my god!
I don't care.
You know what? I'm gonna check the camera up there because I think it stops at a half an hour.
Really? Why?
So that caught everything. It just makes new recordings. So this one I have to start again manually.
Wait, tell me more about overheating the sensor.
Particularly sensitive sensors can actually generate heat because you know it's an electrical component.
So
and electrical components can generate heat.
So it's moving a lot.
No, it's not moving.
It's electrical.
It's just,
you know
it's
how
just
electricity can arc, right?
No. It's just on all the time, and being on uses energy, and that energy is usually
Heat.
set off by heat. Like it's
like
it's
a really old
heat.
light bulb. You know how if you leave them on,
An incandescent light bulb. You know how they get warm.
They get really hot, and you can't touch them just because the electricity flowing through them. Same thing with the camera.
The graphics cards behind me.
That's why there's so many fans.
That's what Keepas are for, by the way.
Is that what they're for?
Interesting.
Yeah, like LEDs kind of shattered the whole. Basically shattered Judaism.
LEDs shattered Judaism.
Not to mention that it was probably a Jew that made them.
There's no need now to know what's above you. The light above.
What was the keeper supposed to shield you from the light above?
No, to help you just to protect your hands when you want to remove the hot light bulb.
You know, that sounds like some shit I hear about in Seinfeld.
It's a decent bit. I've actually used my keyboard to remove hot light bulbs in the past, and I was like, this is convenient as hell.
You know, I was an electrician's assistant for 3 years, and I never thought of that.
You never thought of it?
No, I went to go get a glove or a rag or something like that. I never thought of the keyboard on my head. Not that I wear one much anymore.
There you go.
And that was designed to remove incandescent light bulbs.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So you're saying that's an elaborate bit, Yakov. It's an elaborate bit that I bought.
It was an elaborate bit that they knew was going to happen 1,000 years before it happened.
So you're saying you're saying Jews guessed light bulbs?
No, we didn't guess light bulbs.
There's no guessing.
We made them.
There's no guessing in Judaism. We keep it vague enough so that it could all be right.
I gotta piss.
Take a piss on that.
Go piss.
Okay.
You couldn't come up with anything better than go piss.
Oh, go fish.
Yeah, but that's
That
not
became
exactly the
that became a game. That became a game.
I don't think it was because of go piss.
No, it was just go fish.
No, it's go fish. Where did that game come from?
I don't know. How are games made?
I don't know. I think it's just a bunch of random people who are too horny to actually say they are, and awkwardly enough.
Wow.
So, what's a game we can make people strip to? Oh, what's a game?
Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't see where you were going with that. So yeah, okay.
So, well, how can we make people strip? Oh, we make it a competition.
So
and then people will want to strip.
Yeah.
We make them want it.
Do you think people are more inclined to do things that they wouldn't do if they were given a medium by which they could then do it?
Yes, I think that's the issue. We're talking about games now. I think that the reason people like games so much is because it gives them a set of rules to compel themselves to do things they usually wouldn't. No!
Tails.
I'm just gonna go.
That's you, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the hot seat. Your tails.
No, I want to try the corner this time.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the last time. Try it.
It's a good corner. It's good if you own it. You gotta own it, because there's a little bit of an outsider thing that goes on with that corner. You gotta an outsider thing that goes on with that corner. Like I was
What do you mean going on with the corner? That's the center corner.
I was right. So
it's then me and then you.
Right. So
and then he's just in the corner.
I was experiencing a slight sense of outsider
vibes
when I sat in that corner to begin with. It was even a little colder. It's a little colder in there.
Yeah, I think it's the window here.
Right?
You know what? This is the hot seat because it's the warmest.
It's the warmest,
and I love it.
Yeah, and that's the coldest. That's the dark side of the moon.
And I also love it because I can move any conversation I want over there.
Well, you can do that. We've established that
I'm a master at conversation.
Yeah.
What do you got, Taylor?
I'm in the hot seat. Ask me questions.
Well, yeah.
I think we need to get a glimpse of what it was like to be a genuine outsider. I mean, we were going into that. Tell us your Quentin Tarantino made on film movie.
Boom. A genuine outsider speaks.
A genuine outsider.
That's the
genuine outsider.
That's the catchy headline about it.
And don't give us all the bullshit that you wanted to actually shoot up the sky. I don't want to hear any of that.
I didn't want to actually shoot anybody up. I didn't care enough about them.
I like that.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Why should I care about you? I have my own issues.
What? I have the intense urge for one of those vapes right now.
Don't.
Yeah, they're so fucking attractive.
He used to vape.
3 different times. I quitted.
Yeah. So how'd that, like... What was that? Wait.
It's like once you get off. No, the thing is once you get off of it, I enjoy not being on it. But there was a phase in high school, and I think you saw me when I was vaping.
Yep.
And did I get you into vaping?
Yes.
See what kind of friend I am. But you know what? I still managed to quit off of them.
Yes, you managed to quit. I have not. I tried once so far. Twice so far. Actually, no. I managed to quit for a little while when my parents were at the farm. That was actually the reason I wanted to quit.
Does that
because
count?
they're coming, and I don't want them to know because there's a big paranoia around them. Because my life is very family family embracing,
oriented,
and I'm still the black sheep of the family, but they still care about me for some reason. As you saw with my uncle.
Yeah,
he says he's the black sheep, but like
constant.
I don't know. I don't feel it when I'm there.
You don't feel it when I'm okay.
No,
it's just because I know how to navigate that part of the family.
Your part. I think it's on your part.
That is probably true.
Because like when I hung out with you, like you made a joke that failed once at like Thanksgiving or whatever it was, but it was like I don't know. You felt like a genuine part of your family.
Yeah, I'm a genuine part of the family. I'm there.
I know.
That's like half of being part of a family.
I'm saying
be there.
You were definitely not the black sheep. But I don't think
Biden. You just be there.
But I'm saying if you're the standard of a black sheep in your family, that's not a black sheep in most families.
You're right. It's not a black sheep in most families. Black sheep in most families are completely ignored.
Yeah. Not just about being ignored. It's about your behavior. Like, you're fairly responsible. Like, vaping,
I am very responsible.
Vaping is not the worst thing you could be doing in your life at this age.
Do you compare to any of your siblings?
I only have one sibling.
You only have a sister?
Yeah, him and I both have an older sister.
That's it?
Yeah, only one sibling.
So
and you've met her.
They usually say the youngest is the smartest, so I mean,
I feel like you're in the running for the best. I am definitely not the smarter one out of the two of us. At 3 years old, she decided and announced to everyone that she is not going to use diapers.
No.
And then she did not use diapers anymore.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
She went to the army. She got Soldier of the Year. Or the best shoulder. Soldier. I can't speak anymore.
I think it's the Hebrew coming out. He was about to go on a rant.
Hold on a second. That's enough? That's enough to I was always curious as to why our insides, the mind or the emotions or whatever, would be so ready to take that, what you just described, and say, oh, excellent, now I can sign off as a failure. Amazing. Now I have permission.
Well, I've always felt that way compared to her.
How?
No, not at all. I mean, I know that I'm not, but it just feels that way. Well, I mean, No, I don't know that.
But you're not the same person.
I'm not the same person.
You're not supposed to be.
But keep in mind that I don't have a big friend group or people who know me. So most people Oh, it's on the floor now. I didn't notice that.
Okay, so big friend group.
Oh, right. I don't have a big friend group. So
but these
every person I know is, oh, you're Emma's brother.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know what?
You know what? The first place I went where that wasn't the case, and she was Yuri Yakov's sister, and I was like, ha, and I shouldn't be going ha.
I like that ha. As a matter of fact, my family, the siblings, made a system with that, and we would kind of celebrate it a little bit. And here's how it went. Growing up, my older sister naturally made it into a space of having friends, and just by being older, she got there first. You know, so it's that simple, right? So she gets there first. She gets to the older grade faster than I can.
Yeah, but my sister's not that much older than me. She's 3 years older than me.
Yeah, my sister was 10 years older than me.
10 is a big. 3's enough.
3 is enough.
3 I think is more impactful because they're directly in your life for most of it.
Interesting.
My sister moved out to college when I was 8.
I'm very close with my sister, and that's because she made an effort to. I'm going to be friends with this person that came out of my mother. Forcibly.
Right, but now imagine...
The first time she heard the story I've been told, what my mother says...
Now imagine your younger sibling is 12 right now.
Yeah. I wish I had a younger sibling.
Do you think you'd get along with a 12-year-old as well as you do with someone your age?
No.
Oh, gross. You'll get over that shit soon.
Maybe. I would. But
you probably treat him like shit.
My sister did.
I know I would treat my younger sibling like shit.
Her entire spiel was, nobody can bully you but me.
Okay.
Oh, and she hurt me. But also that means I had a very protective sister, and I still have a very protective sister.
So you love your sister loves you.
And that's because of its conceited effort on part of both of us. Because we made an effort not to hate each other.
Too.
I get along with all my siblings.
But it's just like, there's a big difference when they're like, when you have an older sibling. You're not the same people, and you really shouldn't be looking up to them like, I'll never be as great as them. Because that was the point you were making. Yeah, they were already in an established friend group. Right. They already have an established reputation because they simply existed before you.
Yeah. Right. And I think that I'm finally at a point, or I made an effort to be at a point where I don't feel like I'm worse than her.
Recognition.
Because I can see her flaws, a lot of them, but I just have the same flaws.
But Yakov.
And also different flaws.
That's still engaging with the narrative that...
You'll never be as good as your sister.
Right. Right? You are recognized. I don't know you as your sister's brother. I don't.
Yeah, but most people do.
Neither do I.
That's what
I barely know your sister at all.
And he knows you.
I barely know your sister at all.
Yeah.
I like the things you told me about her winning an award and all that stuff. That's my first time learning about it.
Really? I could have sworn I bragged to you about that before.
If you did, I didn't give a shit because you're not your sister's brother. She's your sister, so I don't give a shit.
Well, maybe it's definitely different in your family and your family. Well, because my family is the way that it is. We're very close.
I know I've told you about my
sister,
sister, but like, I don't expect you to remember everything or let alone care. But sometimes I need to vent about something.
Damn.
But anything I say in front of you guys, I will say in front of her.
Then you
I think of her as that much
family.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be more honest with family than you are with your friends.
No. There's also 100%. I will say a lot of shit in front of you that I will not say in front of my parents. But because I count my sister as a friend,
but your
and
parents
we
are a
made
different
that
relationship than your sister.
Right.
Yeah, but she's
It's
the only
supposed
one.
to be a more
Okay,
like
let me put it
actual
this way.
social
Let me put it this
relationship
way.
with your sister.
Since I outcasted myself.
You outcasted yourself. Yeah.
Oh, since
Excellent.
I outcasted myself.
Excellent.
The only other person
You gotta do
who
it.
got along with. Oh
Fucking
yeah, I'll have wait a minute. I outcasted
No,
myself.
that's it. That's great. Okay.
And now I don't know
Circling
how to
back.
get into it. I don't know how to get back into
You're in
the
it.
family. But I am in.
You're
but I
in
also
right now.
feel since I had that, I purposely outsided myself. I outs. The fuck do I speak?
Outsided yourself.
I outsided myself, and now I can't seem to get.
You apple-sided yourself.
Oh
He
my
put
god,
himself
you're
in the
making it
doghouse.
worse.
I apple-cidered myself. Fuck yeah. Oh, I love that.
No, apple cider. Fuck you. I love you, but fuck you.
Too, man. I'll just jump on the humor in anything.
But now that I've done that,
Okay.
I can't seem to find a way back in, or not that back in, that even though I am back in, it doesn't feel like I'm in.
Have you realized you're not in high school anymore?
I know. I'm very aware that I'm not in
I
high
feel
school.
like that's what you don't realize, because being in now means like people
yeah.
you'll never meet know who you are. That's what being in is now.
To me,
Okay, so I was
People-
trying to explain this earlier.
Yeah.
I am the only person in my family who is my age, other than my sister.
Okay.
Oh, aside from a cousin who lives halfway around the world, so I don't have much contact
That's
with her.
similar in my life too, dude. The cousins
So-
I hang out with are fucking like 10 years younger than me.
No, it's not even that. Everyone was older than me. Everyone is older than me.
I had a lot of
By a
older cousins
significant
too growing
amount,
up
so
that I
it's
hung
an
out with.
older. Okay.
Everyone is older than me. The cousins didn't come until later,
In my family,
much later.
In my family, we
So I
are
grew
the
up
oldest.
with only my sister as my friend, and she was my bully friend.
You know, it sounds like you grew up in a household.
You're right. I did. I grew up in a household.
I have a similar experience as far as being okay. So on one
So
side
I
of the
clung to
family,
her, and then it just kind of stayed there.
You
Okay.
cloned your sister?
I clung to
Oh,
her,
clung to her.
Yeah.
Sorry.
and then I just stayed
I was
there.
like, would you clone her personality? Who am I talking to right now?
That would be kind of cool.
You know what? I kind of did, and then I just kind of went off my own because everything before high school, I just kind of clung to my sister.
You looked up
And I
there.
cloned to her. But during high school, she left for Israel, so I was like, oh, I'm fucked now. So I have to come up with something on my own.
and you done it.
It seems that way, and apparently I'm more social than her.
What?
So why do you think you're the black sheep?
Ah.
You keep shitting on yourself all the time.
Uh-huh.
Because it's better to not raise expectation.
That's okay. I like that.
Because if you don't raise expectation,
Then-
you'll never be disappointed.
Then you
But
can never be disappointed.
If I know who
Fuck, I don't have water or anything. I'm gonna get water.
But you can't leave the
What I feel like you sell
I
yourself
can't leave the hot
short.
seat.
It's too hot.
Okay, it's very warm in that seat. I like.
Yeah, but you're gonna continue to sell yourself short.
Let me calcify your brain.
Yeah.
Calcify me, dude.
We're expanding and closing at the same time. This is a wild shit. It seems like you sell yourself short, and you might actually like sabotage yourself from becoming more than what you are
Oh, yeah.
restricting yourself to.
Oh, I 100% sabotage myself. I have multiple experiences or opportunities to go out into the world and actually do fucking something. Like when I was 17, I had the option of going on an archaeological dig, and I really am interested in that kind of shit.
What, a school trip?
No, not even a school trip.
An
It
actual
would be in an actual archaeological dig, because my mother is a good friend of an archaeologist, because she and her, I don't know, when she was younger, because she's my mother and she doesn't exist past when she was my mother.
Age is interesting. Okay.
She went on an archaeological dig found something extremely valuable, and
Your mom?
yeah, my mother. There is something
They
in
thought
the
maybe you would
museum.
have similar luck.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% lucky, but I also think it's because I play it safe.
Bullshit, you play it safe.
There are some times I felt lucky, like, you know, doing something stupid on my bike, or something else like that. You know, like zooming down a hill at like 35 miles an hour with no helmet.
I've done shit like that.
I once hit swings. So you know those bars that came out of the handlebars. So they had these little handlebars that you could do that with.
Yeah.
But they just put them on all the bikes that you buy at Walmart.
The racing handles.
Yeah. So I had a dope mongoose with the shocks on all the wheels. It was actually a dope bike. And I flew down the hill and hit 2 swings, and those things caught it, and I went up with the swings on my bike, and I was like, that was so fucking cool. And I never did that again to try to do it again.
That's pure luck right there. That you get seriously injured or possibly kill yourself by breaking your neck.
Either I blocked it out entirely, but there were no injuries in that. Like many other things that I actually did, there were no injuries in it. But boom, that's lucky. That's lucky. What you're describing is not really luck.
It's you playing it safe.
It's me playing it safe, and I'm
having,
happy that I play it safe.
The first example.
I have never broken a bone.
Owning a vintage Jeep is not playing it safe.
And driving it around like it's a fucking Ferrari.
With the roof, with no roof.
No roof. You know what?
With a man on the top of it.
Yeah, that happened. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, you told me about that story. You packed a bunch of people on.
Yeah, I packed like
I have
8
video
people into a 4-person Jeep.
I got video footage.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely.
I want to see some of that.
Oh yeah.
That was a good night.
That's great. Okay, so that's playing it safe.
Was it playing? I mean, I was driving at 30 miles an hour.
No, he was playing it safe because he was the one behind the wheel.
I was behind the wheel. Because I usually am the one behind the wheel.
That was him playing it safe.
And if I'm not the guy behind the wheel, what the fuck am I?
Yeah, right?
Whoa. Hot seat material.
It's actually true. Touche, Jacob. Touche.
I think he just called himself responsible in comparison to you.
That's, I think your experience.
Well, I mean, compared to you, I'm very responsible, Mr. Drug dealing break guy out of jail guy.
Yeah.
You broke someone out of jail.
Well, I didn't.
India.
I didn't do the break, but I was there for the planning of it. You know.
Like some Tom Sawyer shit. We're gonna get a ladder, dig a hole underneath the door, also throw an anvil through the roof all at the same time.
It included a getaway vehicle with a guy that we met.
Dude, I've had a couple of getaway vehicle moments, but they were never like anything illegal.
Oh, this was entirely illegal in a different country. And we met this guy in an ice cream shop to discuss it.
Were you the token white guy in the group?
No, my buddy was also white guy.
Damn.
The person imprisoned.
Proper movie material right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it? He was from Israel. He was in the army. He was taking vacation.
6.
The story's being written in small parts right now, actually.
Why don't you just write it?
Well, I think it's much better told by my buddy, who actually broke the guy out of prison. Yeah, it's much better told.
You could write yourself at least, right?
I can write myself. I would say
if you were to write about
I think that's a good side note, a good side story to just whip out.
Yeah. You got a good
That's what you did with it today. You were like, yo, whip the side story. You're gonna whip this shit out real quick.
Yeah.
And somehow I got the hot seat off of me again.
There you go. You're doing a great job throwing in the ace of me being involved in a multi-continent.
That was some Dale placing information shit to change attention. No, you are just as bad as Dale.
Yeah, you're good, Yaakov. You know what? What's interesting is your experience of life sounds similar to me. It has a similar feeling, and I think it's because I have thoughts. And
most people do.
Right.
Not all. Most people do.
Right.
Yeah, that's the scary fact about it. Most people dream in color. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Most people have inner monologue. Some people don't.
I do too.
Some
I have
people,
multiple monologues going.
Some people can imagine objects. Some people can't.
That's what Instagram is for.
I heard one thing, and I don't think that this is true at all.
What's that?
But I heard someone say it, and it puzzled my mind, which was people under the IQ of 95. Something like 80% of people under the IQ of 95 don't understand conditional hypothetical questions.
Yeah.
How would you feel if last night you didn't have anything to eat for breakfast or lunch?
I feel it's accurate because that's what happened.
I would say he barely answered that. He didn't describe any emotions.
Hungry.
See, at least you came out with hungry. But that could be hindsight. Do you want me to ask you the question again directly? How would you feel if last night you didn't have anything to eat for breakfast or lunch?
Interesting.
Interested in food, I guess.
Yeah.
Because how would you have breakfast and lunch?
But you said, but your response, Yakov, was it would be accurate to what happened. That was your answer. At least he came out with like a physical sensation, which is hunger.
Well, work.
Well, I came out with a semi-intriguing response.
He came out with a statement that doesn't really involve
that's
any
what
emotion.
I was brought up to do. If someone asked you a question, you responded. And that's what my brain went to.
I would say the same is true by me. Like, I've learned to respond to questions. And I'm only now learning to onboard, like, my actual emotions into that
emotions? What are those?
Into that line of questioning, right? So, like, yeah. So I listen so much to the question just so that I can be available to answer something. So little of that process has to do with what I'm actually experiencing, like what I'm feeling. And that's conditional.
You know what else is conditioning? I've placed myself so I don't have to talk and then yet still get liquor.
You said that last time.
I know.
Rubbish.
That's what happens when I don't know what to say, because I keep repeating the same thing. So I have a programmed set of responses. I went to a Krav Maga class with my sister a while ago.
And what was it? Punch, kick, jab.
Kink? It wasn't quite that.
Well, I mean, there could be somewhere. Karate classes are kind of strange.
It wasn't a karate class, though. It was a Krav Maga class, so it's just teaching you how to murder people.
It's even closer.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, dojos of any kind, of any martial art.
That's true. There were a lot of attractive women there.
No. Some of them can get pretty culty about if the martial art even works or not. And I met one of the grandmasters of Kempo, the martial art I did, and you know what? I felt that presence of cultiness in the room.
What is Kempo?
It's just another martial art. So I think a Chinese one.
It
was the karate studio that was available down the street. It doesn't fucking matter. They said it was responding like closed fist. That's what they said Kempo means, is closed fist.
Kempo is closed fist.
So a lot of
energy?
Punishing blocks and strikes.
Okay.
So if like someone throws a punch at you, you block it with the same strength as a punch.
Like the Kill Bill.
Yeah, it's kind of like Kill Bill. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be, in layman's terms, kind of like Kill Bill logic. But
I've done that.
But the thing is, that's part of it being like culty. Like, does it actually work or not? You know what? I did wrestling like my second 2 years of high school after coming off of Kempo, and I liked doing grappling at the studio. But I think I was only good at grappling because I was just stronger than everyone else there.
Okay, so
also you have kind of a height advantage.
There's that too.
I'll be back.
I have somewhat of a height advantage, but I also weighed more and was stronger. And then when I got into wrestling, I was wrestling people.
You got that lower base. That's what people told me when I was in football.
Center of gravity will do it.
And then when I was wrestling,
in other words of saying you have
people my weight, obviously it was more challenging for me.
Because of skill?
Yeah, because of skill.
Hmm.
There were a couple wrestling matches I had where I went for the full fucking 6 minutes.
6 minutes is intense, dude.
Yeah.
In full, like...
Full fight mode. Full fight mode for 6 minutes.
6 minutes. How long did that feel?
And you're in public too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're putting on a show,
everything's hotter.
Everything is so much more intense. Even if you're not trying to kill the person, the attention you'd be putting on killing a person go onto the crowd. So you're trying to kill the crowd in a sense. You know, kind of like WWE making it a spectacle, except you're doing it for real.
Interesting. So WWE was like, okay, cool. That makes sense, right? That's occurring anyway.
Yeah.
So
like, let's make a show out of it.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But, you know, like, Olympian wrestling, it has rules. I didn't fucking pay attention to the rules. I was just out there to survive.
Were you good at it?
No.
Okay.
I did,
Did you survive?
Like, sometimes. I went to States in my senior year and fucking got clapped in the first fucking 30 seconds.
Okay. Okay. How'd you make it to States?
The good 195 on our team got hurt. And then it was me and the other shitty one who had to duke it out. And I beat him.
Hey, that's how you make it to
That was
States
Nate, right?
sometimes.
No, that was Charles.
Charles.
A kid named Charles.
Fucking
I
Charles.
don't remember Charles.
No, he was just a really fat sophomore at the time of my senior year. when
Makes
all this
sense why I
happened.
wouldn't remember him then.
Yeah.
He threw his weight around.
Yeah.
Oh man! So you made it to like. I'm gonna pee. There's a way to hack. There's a way to hack into that. How do you break the legs of the guy above you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
What time is it?
I don't know.
It's 4:18.
4:18.
It's 4:18.
Wow.
It's almost 4:20.
4:20.
Yeah.
Oh, so stupid. Why was 4:20 a thing?
My dad told me some convoluted story involving a treasure hunt. I don't think that's true.
Was the treasure at the end of the rainbow weed?
Yeah, it was weed. It was where like some guy would go smoke. But I don't think that this story is true. In any way, in any shape or form, I don't think it's true.
Okay.
We
So
should
it's
ask
just-
him about it.
Yeah,
He's
it's
got-
actually
he's
a
got a
really
story.
good idea. He
So-
knows shit.
So get out of the hot seat.
Alright.
It's gonna be waiting for him when he comes back.
Oh yeah. Oh, which corner do I go to?
You're gonna be in the far corner because you like the outsider.
Alright. Maybe I don't like being the outsider anymore.
Look where you're at now. See, we have a question for you.
Except he likes it there, so.
This hot seat session is brought to you by Quiet Clean,
Quiet, clean.
the toothbrush that wants you to keep your secrets.
Did you see the penis toilet lid in
I
there?
love that. I
What?
think that's fucking
It
hilarious.
was like that when we-
What? What
yeah,
did I
just
miss?
scratched out. Oh, it's brilliant.
it was like that when we got here.
It's a total gag,
yeah.
and I'm like, that's
It's perfect.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
I will never not see like
the penis lid
ever again.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if like it's built in there.
It's totally not built in. Well, the maintenance staff may leave it in there.
Okay, wait.
No. What I mean is like Venice.
Mendel.
They built
you
a
think
brand
they designed the logo
around
to do that?
penis.
I'm so wait.
Phallic wins.
Wait.
Yeah, you know what? An elaborate gag can sell lids. I'll let it go. I won't believe it.
What are we talking about?
No. What's important is we had a question prepared.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What was the question? Oh,
So,
right. That was
my dad told me a convoluted story to answer it, but I don't think it was true.
Where did 420 come from?
Yeah, what's the story behind 420?
Okay, so 420 seems to be. There are a couple of things you can read about this, but 420 seems to be a code that used to be called in on the dispatch for a marijuana-related scene.
I heard that's not true.
I heard so too, but that's one.
Okay.
Hitler's birthday.
You think it's an elaborate Nazi joke?
Total elaborate Nazi joke.
Or is it anti-Nazi joke? Is it like a edgelord
purposely
kind of
done kind of thing?
edgelord.
To see, no, not even edgelord kind of thing.
Not ironic and edgy.
It's more like the people who didn't want people to smoke say it's 420. You have the same thing as Hitler's birthday. Therefore, you are evil.
I don't know if I could be.
Drugs.
I don't know if that would shame me to stop doing drugs.
No,
being
but
told
that
that
could have
whatever
been
it
the
is
intention.
also Hitler's birthday.
It wouldn't shame me because I only know that because I smoked pot.
Yeah.
I only got to that point of knowing that information, so it did a bad job.
You remember like when you were like 12, be like, stoners are cool. I want to be a stoner.
So
I have never thought that.
never be a stoner, but here's my
You didn't see
story.
Half Baked and been like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
So Cheech and Chong was my like half baked, and
Cheech and Chong?
Half Baked was definitely our generation to see when we were kids.
Half-baked?
Cheech and Chong is yours, and then maybe Harold and Kumar are people in their like mid-20s.
Who are you talking about?
So these are three like stoner comedies. The Big Lebowski would set outside of that only because like that would go into sort of Fear and Loathing in Vegas.
I guess.
You know, the Big Lebowski would be put into that.
I don't remember any of these movies.
That's fine.
It's
fine,
stoner buddy comedy.
Yeah. Like the Hangovers are to alcoholics.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So my experience with smoking weed for the first time was that I don't know the 420 origin. There's apparently some really deep stuff, but all of it is just theory.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing.
Do you think that there's an expert out there on it? Someone who tracked down like the original Kilroy?
Interesting. I think if there's any one person who decided to do that, they are the expert.
Yeah.
Boom. Which is interesting. Like they found a niche.
They found it.
They found it. Or it found them.
Maybe it's probably more of it found them.
It found them.
'Cause why else would you take upon that journey if it didn't find you?
Yeah.
Were you like 8 years old going on a trip to Normandy and you saw a Kilroy spray painted on the side of someone's house and been like, that's what I'm going after?
I'm going to find that. It reminds me of A.J. Jacobs' book, Thanks 1,000. He's like, okay, well, drinking my coffee one morning, and I'm like, I want to thank everybody that's involved in this entire process.
Yeah, to the 3 Mexicans that picked out on the side of the Chiapas Mountains in Mexico. Yeah,
And he goes on that journey and writes a book.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's my most gifted book. Like, I've given it to people. I've never read the whole thing through because I'm just like, I'm so blown away Like,
when I let people borrow my Communist Manifesto, I made sure to at least read it first.
No, so I just I love it. I love it so much.
Have you read how it ends?
I did the.
Oh, you don't read it consistently through. You just pick a page.
Well, he does this.
You're
thing.
one of those readers.
He does this thing where he lets you know how it ends.
Oh,
the premise of why he wrote it is the ending. So he starts at the end, and then goes through
That's a way of telling stories.
Yeah, it's a great way of telling stories. So my journey with marijuana started with me deciding that I was going to smoke.
Just I'm going for it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
that seems like that's how most people start. I knew a kid who burnt out on it, by the time he was a junior in high school.
I would say a lot of people I know.
This kid named Seth. He was younger than me.
Burnt out.
He was burnt out on it by the time he reached high school.
So you became one of those guys that's like, weed?
Yeah.
That shit fucks me up. Because I know people like that.
Kind of like Justin?
No,
No, but they do,
No, he got super deep into weed and ruined himself before he got to high school. Not ruined his tolerance, ruined his, personality. He's, fundamentally a different person, and he got out of it early.
And he got out of it?
He got out of it early, yeah. Imagine reaching, your height of being a pothead. He did that when he was, in 8th grade. And it's not like whatever you could achieve by 8th grade. It's he went deep into it when he was in 8th grade. What you did at your max, he did in 8th grade. That kind of max.
I don't think he broke people out of prison in 8th grade.
No, I'm talking about smoking weed.
Yeah. I used to say okay, when I was doing this, it was taboo in high school.
I think it was taboo for him too.
But then I was like, yeah, okay, the kids now are doing this in elementary. There's no doubt that this is not going much deeper.
Well, when you were doing it, it was taboo.
Vaping's going down to elementary school.
Deep.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's so easy to hide.
Everything's
so
gone
ridiculously easy to hide.
Everything's gone way deeper into society than when I was growing up, and then when you guys were growing up, the same.
Well, by the time we were growing up, fucking average exposure to porn was 11 years old.
That's it. That's accurate.
Was it not the same when I was growing up? I think it was.
No, you still had to search for it in magazines.
But we did that.
When you were 11? So maybe...
13.
13?
Well, I think there's a big difference between an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old.
There is a huge difference, yeah. Prefrontal cortex development, stuff like that. If you can...
Just the hormones.
Just the hormones.
Yeah.
If you can... So that's interesting. The prefrontal cortex development stage doesn't get younger because kids are more exposed.
No, it doesn't get younger. I think it alters them permanently.
Right.
Because they're getting exposed to it.
You don't think that would start either way at that age?
At 11 years old, no. I didn't really get horny until someone showed me porn.
Right.
I didn't think about what being horny was until someone told me what being horny was. That's my reasoning.
Because no one told me what being horny was. I just kind of one day, that's what that feels good.
Yeah. So that.
And then eventually I found porn. I was like, this makes it feel better.
This gives a platform for release that, for some reason, makes sense.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
I think it shouldn't make sense.
It shouldn't.
I think it shouldn't make sense to go after a platform to do it.
Yeah.
Because it drives a very dangerous industry.
Right.
Yes.
I'm one that worked hard to separate porn from masturbation. I've told Yakov this.
Yes, you have.
Are you the kind of guy who would just gladly watch porn with the homies? Is that what you're trying to separate it to?
No.
Because I could never understand that. I saw it a couple times in movies. It's I don't know if I could just sit around with the homies and watch porn.
I don't get
definitely
that either.
couldn't do that.
Because what's his name? But someone.
We should refrain from last names on camera.
Yeah, we should.
I'm sorry, Miles.
Sorry, Miles. I don't know you, but you sound like a bro.
Remember his name? He's a good friend. The one you kept trying to hang out with.
There were a lot of people I always tried to hang out with.
Tall, little lanky, black-haired.
Oh, Tristan?
Yeah, Tristan. Because he and Michael, blonde, watch hentai together.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't get it if they enjoy it.
Surprised Andrew wasn't doing that with them too.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah,
but then at some point Andrew separated from the group because he really started becoming an asshole.
He was an asshole. He was.
Yeah,
he was
but
really
it really
cocky.
started to show in high school.
Yeah. This comes back to
middle
that
school,
idea.
you can ignore it because he's in middle school.
This comes back to
he was really in the loop, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You were really in the loop, weren't you?
Okay, fine.
I want to say this calls back the idea of creating games, and then how quickly games will become strip games, just so that there's a platform on which people can engage with something.
Yeah, because people don't want to do things unless they want them.
So do they not want to do these things?
Are you trying to explain why they put strippers in GTA 4? Hyper-realistic titties and nipples in 4 and 5.
I'd rather see real ones.
I don't know.
GTA 5 next gen, or PC, they go into it. They go into it in real detail.
Yeah,
really.
Some dude modeled that for a game that currently people who weren't born when it came out play.
I'm a big fan of drawn. I think that ties into the creative.
You gotta be really creative to come up with that detailed of a nipple.
You've probably seen them before, I'm guessing.
So,
maybe not though.
No, you just need to see a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
Like you don't
actually need to see it.
Like does the physical presence really offer anything unique? If you could just sodomize your imagination, they're way worse.
Yeah, but that's what hentai is.
Right.
That's my point.
Right.
That's my point.
In GTA, at least it doesn't get that cartoonish. Because there's just some...
No, I'm talking about jacking off right now. That's what I'm talking about.
Masturbation, as far as masturbation is concerned, it's got me.
Yeah, we're all avid customers of the daily grind, as they call it.
And that's why I thought to separate porn from masturbation, like to bring back the experience of masturbation to
the imagination,
to myself, to my mind, to like the experience, to a more wholesome experience, let's say, because there is enough in here.
Well, there's totally enough in here for me.
Right, and to give that a chance, the experience becomes more wholesome. Especially if I'm not sex positive, then do I want to only offer my adventure or experience of self in a sexual way? Do I only want to offer that to seeing something that's designed to turn me on, and then I get turned on, and then I'm kind of removed from the experience if I'm buying a product that's designed to do this.
Where did you get into buying?
Well, buying as just being a consumer.
Okay.
I'm not actually paying for it.
Engaging. Okay.
Yeah.
Engaging.
Like we were saying, like there are certain types of people that
the Bill Dotrives of the world,
right?
Who put probably hundreds of dollars worth a night sometimes into that.
Right. Now,
I'll admit that I did that once. Never again.
I can imagine that is the same.
And you know who he was with when he did it? He was with me.
Yeah, he was with him.
That's so cool to have shared that experience.
No, it was a weekend here.
Yeah.
I think by that point we hadn't slept for 2 days.
Oh no, we were on a binge at that point.
Yeah, that was a.
We were not thinking clearly at all.
So it's like, okay, what do we do?
It was falling.
It's like, okay, we're two dudes. We would like to masturbate. There is no context to this masturbation right now. So, what's something that we could feed into that?
We almost.
Is that what
I want to say almost?
No.
No.
Are you
can
sure?
I not say it?
I don't think you should.
Okay.
I know where you're going
what?
with it.
I think I can trust him with this, but this is up to you because you're also.
I was there, and I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need.
I appreciate
that's
that.
everything I need.
What I'm going to say is try to prove a point. You can just say if this point doesn't hold because of what you guys know about the situation. This is why I would like to be somebody who can just masturbate, like without having to have my sexual experience kind of held in a realm.
Yeah, it's one thing that interests me about like this new metaverse we're going into.
Metaverse?
People say the metaverse
Explain,
exists
please.
already, but like literally a company became Meta to have a metaverse.
Right.
So I'm talking about this new industry.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that it's going to get really twisted and strange. And there are examples of how it can get twisted and strange already. There's a VTuber, they call him. The character's name is Melody, and it's, you know, someone projects a fake character, a fake 3D character on themselves, and they go into like 3D chat rooms and things like that, and they do very strange things on live streams. You know, like either on Twitch playing games, but then she does adult content too.
Right.
Like there are people who are already out there and public figures doing it.
Is that
and
the one trying to sell in bathwater?
No, that's Belle Delphine. I'm talking about a VTuber named Melody. Belle Delphine was a human being the whole time. The thing is, she was really interested in porn before she became 18. And she was already doing like mildly lewd cosplay before she turned 18. And then as soon as she turned 18, she went full bore into it and made a lot of money.
Right. People can make a lot of money doing this.
Especially when you're, you know,
well,
young.
yeah, when it's that kind of sales in this day and age, I guess, where everything is super suppressed and it's trying to come out.
Well, the internet economy is attention economy.
Yeah.
You have to draw people's attention. It doesn't matter what the platform is. You have to draw people's attention.
And what draws better attention than boobs?
Yeah, than depravity, I would say. Because even the most depraved parts of the internet somehow make a lot of money. That's my point. Like, even if there are a few people engaging with it, there's a lot of money moving through.
Right. So I still need stuff, like as a person, like I need food and things like that. Yet the rat in the wheel in me will go for the red button over food. Like, it'll happen. So I guess separating porn and masturbation was really like, how can I be sexual and also not be a rat in the wheel? Or how do I protect myself from that?
Why does it matter though?
Why does it matter?
Why do you care? Why do you care that you're the rat in the wheel?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why does that matter? So what if you're the rat in the wheel?
No.
Because
it's adding on to the harmful aspect of he might have been going somewhere he didn't want to go with it, and there are plenty of people who do. These industries exist for a reason, and it's to get your attention. It's not that you would have done it normally, but because you have a medium in which to go and find it and interact with it, you get drawn towards it because they're seeking your attention.
They're doing a good job. They're doing their job.
They're literally doing their job, and they succeed sometimes.
They're doing a good job. Or just a real...
I mean, it's the oldest profession. It's prostitution, basically.
Yeah.
And so it's not hard to sell.
Marketing, because these
even it's more like or at least what I imagine it would be.
You're
like,
selling. You're
even
trading.
when we were cavemen, it's like I'll give you sex if you give me the berries.
Right now.
And what's better than sex, or so I've been told.
That's still like marketing and trading.
It's still marketing and trading.
It is.
Which is
life. What?
So
basically it is, because money makes the world go round.
It's something to be said.
Yeah, but money's not necessarily like physical paper currency. And money is something with like an innate value already.
Exactly.
So eggs.
But it's because something we put a value in.
Yeah, it's something.
And we only do things to get the valuable thing.
Yeah, but everything has value. We've established
Because
at this
we
point
put
everything has
value
a
into
value of some kind.
Yeah,
But that's only because we put a value on it.
that's value.
What is an actual worth?
Yeah, but that's
It
like
is
kind of like
only
the
worth
nihilist
something.
view that nothing has value.
Right.
Just because we assigned it a value.
I know.
We
Right.
assigned it a value because it had a necessary purpose in our lives or what we thought was necessary.
This couch has value because it supports me,
Right.
and it isn't mine.
But
I
yet it
didn't
was still
pay for
given a dollar value in its creation
Right.
and transportation here.
Right. So there's a whole story with this couch. Right now, my relationship with it is that it supports me. Like, I can choose gratitude or I can choose, like,
Contempt.
yeah, like confusion. Like, this confuses me. And then I could seek to break it down, which is something that I do. Like, I'll do this. I'll get caught up in the details of this rather than just straight up, like, okay, this supports me, this is great. This is great. That's the value. Like, beyond the dollar amount. So, I think there's an energy in that. I think there's something,
It's what makes us human.
that's what makes us human.
We apply value to things, but I don't think it's that simple either.
No.
No, it's not that simple. It can't be that simple. Because if it is, that's just sad.
It's like, do beavers apply value to things? No, they just aren't engineers and understand retaining walls and ballasts.
Well, not entirely true, because their entire thing is survival.
Right, but their
And what can
survival,
they do to
their survival
survive?
involves
Therefore,
them
they
being
put-
intelligent about it.
Yeah.
Therefore, they would put a value into making the structure because it will support their survival.
We value their survival. Because
Why, I don't understand.
they are keystone species.
Yes, actually, that's true.
Sources of water are so important in nature, like swamps are like the center of activity.
Yes, but they're not thinking about that.
No,
They're thinking
they're
about
creating
their survival.
right. Their
can
survival
I
is
do
creating an environment for
to
other creatures
survive?
to thrive,
Right.
such as fish, which they eat fish.
Right. So they know that they need. So how
They're
amazing is it?
manipulating their environment,
Exactly.
in a
Because
way.
they
but
put
deer
a
don't.
value on their own life.
but deer don't do that.
Right.
Sure.
Right. That's why deer are not a keystone species. So they've managed to become a species that their necessity for life is actually beneficial to the grand scheme of things, which
Well-
is super important
Yeah.
to model. Like, if so, humans are a keystone species just because of the impact. So
Well, I really hope we are, because if we're not, what the hell is?
beavers,
Mm.
they are. Beavers are.
Yeah, but do we have more or less of an effect than a beaver would?
Oh, we have so much more
We-
influence.
Yes, and if
yeah.
we are not a keystone,
We are.
then
we are because we keep beavers alive.
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah,
Right?
It's a circle. It's a circle.
We
Yeah,
keep
it is
beavers
a circle.
alive because we've identified that their way of surviving. So we can now understand that they will do anything to survive, and that will is so awesome in the harmony of nature. And we can't say the same about other animals or other things that exist.
I think
Both batteries for that are dead now.
Does that mean that's the only camera that's filming us?
That's the only camera that's on right now, at least I believe so. So I'm gonna leave it open to you guys if you want to continue.
I'm all over it.
Yeah, let's
You think
continue
so?
if you want.
All right, let me check on the camera.
Do we have to switch seats again?
Might as well.
Yeah. I didn't cover the story of me and marijuana, and I definitely
But that's fine.
I didn't debunk or actually give the answers to 420.
Yeah, but this isn't about the answers or the debunking. This is about the conversation, and it happened.
It happened to great effect too. It went on for a while.
And you thought this would be hard to hold for an hour.
Well, I thought an hour would be a goal. No, the thing is, I didn't think it would be hard. I just thought it was a modest goal to have.
I was sitting over there laughing before about the idea of sitting in a session like that, and then I got into it, and hey, it wasn't so bad. So like,
how did you feel about weekly podcasts?
Oh God, I wouldn't do weekly.
Weekly? What would you do?
It's really just whenever it happens.
Okay, whenever it happens.
I'm starting to gain a love for this shit. But
yeah, he started his own YouTube channel. He showed me making a pie.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I love it. And the sole purpose was, the sooner I start it, the sooner I start it, and it's that simple.
Dude, I started mine in I think 2013, maybe earlier, maybe 2012.
How was it?
It's still going. It's still going.
How was it to start? Like, what was the first video?
Oh, I think it was me blowing up my cat with some virtual drones.
I love that.
Yeah.
What was the like, hey, I'm doing this?
Because I was on Vine.
Because you were on Vine?
I started with iFunny.
Okay.
And that's honestly what started my whole career in being interested in being on social media and doing things on social media, is I got on iFunny and started posting original content to iFunny. And then half of it was stolen anyways.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the iFunny platform? What is it?
You know what it is? I keep sending you memes from it.
It's a meme sharing platform, but the thing is, when I started on it, it was very simple. And I don't think you were on it back then, were you?
No, I was not on it as soon as you were.
Now, I didn't start at day one with people, so I don't know all the trials and tribulations of only having a like button. I started when they had a like button and dislike.
Oh, so like and dislike, okay.
And there was the collective of photos.
Okay, so how does that work?
You just go into collective and you just start swiping.
Yeah. And then whatever gets featured is what I usually
yeah, there was a featured page. That was entirely controlled, obviously. It was featured by someone who logically, a human being, approved for it to be on the featured page.
So the like and dislike was a quicker way to have things rank?
No, when I got on, it was just there. It just existed. You would either hit like or dislike on a photo, and however many likes and however many dislikes it had. It was some human being was choosing what went on feature, and it could have been jack shit on likes.
Interesting.
I think it's because it was, and
the iFunny chef was running it. So the iFunny chef back then used to decide what was on feature.
Yeah. No, they make fun of iFunny itself for having shit.
Yeah, iFunny's always been terrible. It's always been like literally the worst place for memes on the whole internet. Like, there was a fun culture engaging with it when they added like subscribe and follow to accounts. Man, shit was revolutionary back then. Then we had the American Brazilian meme war, where people were like crossing servers between America and Brazil and shitting on each other. Dude, there are brothers who've been stuck there to this day because they shut down the ability to switch servers, and if whatever side you were on, you were stuck there. So we got homies that have been stuck in Brazil for all this time. They carried on the fight behind enemy lines.
The fallen soldiers. The unfallen soldiers fighting.
It's like the submarines. Every submarine that was lost at sea during World War II is still considered on patrol.
Interesting. Are they?
Yeah, are they?
Might be.
Pirates.
They were lost at sea, so we have no idea where they went. They could still be on patrol, which is a horrifying thought to me. Be stuck in a tube with 150 other men. Forever.
Are you sure there's submarines with that many people in
Yeah, that's how many they stuffed in those fucking
World War II?
Oh no, World War II there was 50 men.
No, I would say fucking like 7.
No.
In some of them. In most of the ones the Germans made, they were small crews.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about Germans. I'm talking about Americans, and those were big motherfuckers.
I guarantee you,
and they were 50 men at least.
There was no room for men because they were hauling bombs.
Yeah, I don't think there were 50 men in a sub in any faction in World War II. There was not 50 men in a sub.
Also, want to make this bet?
The computers.
There could be 50 men in a sub now. There could be 200 men in a sub right now. I'd entirely believe that.
I've researched
the computers are tight.
The way the shifts work on those ships.
Think about the tech. Think about the tech.
Yeah, do you want to be down there with a diesel engine for all that time?
That's what they had to do to keep the motherfucker running.
Yeah. Do you want to be down there with a diesel engine all the time? No, I don't. I would have fucking shot myself.
It doesn't matter what they wanted. You know why? Because they were in the Navy. And fuck them.
Yeah, when you're in the Navy and there's a barrel in the basement that sucks your dick, you go down and you just do it. You don't question who's in the barrel.
Right. Yeah. It's every Thursday.
Your turn. That. People appreciate that. I mean, it's the reverse glory hole. Well,
It is the glory hole.
Right.
It's just your turn every Thursday.
Well, some people appreciate being the one on the other side, like not knowing.
Oh yeah, that's why they hid in the barrel, because they don't want to know a guy's sucking their dick.
They don't want to know whose dick they're sucking.
That too.
Yeah. Glory holes are scary. I feel like I get my dick bit off.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely more concerned about the.
I mean, isn't that always just a kind of concern? Not that I would know, but.
Nah, because if I could see her, I could fucking.
Yeah, but at that point, isn't it still too late?
No, I get to take retaliation on the person for doing it. It doesn't matter if it's too late or not. I have control over the situation because I'm now aware of it.
Yes, but your most sensitive part is in the most dangerous place.
And I don't care if I die, that person's dying with me.
Okay.
That's the point.
Okay, so that going into it is what gives you the.
Yeah, it's like I got
peace of mind.
I got nothing left to lose now. The peace of mind will be if I take him out with me for doing this.
Okay.
If I can choke on it, I'll hold his mouth shut.
Right. Okay. So it's fair.
Yeah.
And that's what consent is about. When both parties are understanding that, like, they're putting their.
You're putting your life on the line.
Right. Like, I trust you. To this point. And they're like, okay, well, if I do something stupid, I'm also gonna fucking see it.
That's why I see sex as something really primal and dangerous, and only should be engaged in if you completely understand the consequences. And I think there's a lot of people who engage in it all the time that don't understand the consequences until it happens to them. And there's a lot of people who, when it does happen, they don't want to take responsibility for it.
Right.
I don't think Charlie Sheen was taking responsibility for it when he was on 2.5 Men.
No, he was not.
I don't think taking from a TV show should be.
No, the dude had AIDS when he was on there, and he was like.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was like kissing and interacting with women, and things like that.
Oh.
He was putting people at like a mild danger of also contracting AIDS.
Didn't know that.
That's why I kind of got scared when California was going to decriminalize. I think they did decriminalize the intentional spreading of sexually transmitted diseases. Because it's like, if you're intentionally giving someone, like, let's say fucking herpes,
you're
not going to kill them, but
is that like a revenge thing?
No, it's not a revenge thing.
Why would you intentionally give someone that?
No, it's not a revenge thing. Like, some people they get off to it.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, give me your herpes?
No, I
have it. I'm going to give it to someone without them knowing.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
what
it kind of has
talking
that
about.
power over them.
No, it's not about like having a control. It's like
maybe
I'm causing like a net negative to the world by doing this, and I'm getting off because of that net negative.
Right.
All right. So
like part of what spread AIDS so wildly is there were guys who knew they had AIDS and knew they had HIV and were still going out and interacting with people in a way to give them AIDS and HIV too, because they got off to it. So that's why it got criminalized. Like criminalizing it was an effort to help fight the AIDS epidemic.
Right. Interesting. So not to shun people who actually had AIDS.
No, it's like you have typhoid, you're gonna go out to the island.
Right. Like ants in ant colonies. If an ant comes back with a fungus that'll kill the colony.
Yeah, they kill the ant that has the fungus.
They take the ant, kill the ant. The soldiers that take the ant commit suicide.
Yeah. It's like you're doing it for the benefit of everybody. Like, why are you getting so Like, some people get upset about it. I'm sure Typhoid Mary wasn't happy to get put on an island.
Right.
That probably sucked dick, but you know what? No one else is getting typhoid from you anymore. Maybe you should be happy about that. Or appreciate that you took the risk, the mental anguish for it.
Yeah. Sounds like it didn't suck dick.
Yeah, but it also did, because at the time you're probably not thinking, oh, I'm a hero. Because I'm avoiding people.
I'm a hero, I have AIDS, and I chose not to have sex with people.
You're not having that thought process.
You're
having, I'm being imprisoned for some reason.
No, it's not for some reason.
Because I have some stupid disease.
We have the medical knowledge to know what that reason is, and what that reason is.
Okay, because I have some stupid disease that they don't have a cure for.
HIV is a pretty dangerous one.
Yes.
Like, God, I don't want to imagine like my mom having it while she was pregnant with me and just being born with it. Imagine being born with an ever-degrading immune system.
Sounds horrible. Right. I actually saw a show where that became a...
Yeah, it's called South Park. It was Crack Baby Basketball.
I'm not even talking about that. I haven't watched South Park. Both of you know this.
Should we watch Crack Baby Basketball?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, let's put on Crack Baby Basketball.
That shit blows my mind. South Park blows my mind.
We're gonna end it here. No more.
Here? Okay,
no
bye,
more.
Everybody.